All right, let's get started. Hi. Oop. Let me fix this. That's an EforAll employee for you. All right, well, good evening. Thank you all for showing up today. Love the crowd. Love the mentors and my specialist. Love it. All right. So welcome to Summer 24 final presentations. This is our last night for this week, so we're going to wrap this up good. All right, so if you guys don't know us already, my name is Jay Melendez. I am the program manager for EforAll Pioneer Valley. I have Tessa here. This is our director. She is our funding queen. And then we have here Maria, the lovely Maria that just does all things. She's amazing. So what is EforAll? For those of you that don't know EforAll and you're here for the first time, EforAll is a nonprofit organization. It was created to help entrepreneurs in their early stages of starting a business. How do we do that? We do that by providing a business training program, mentorship, an extensive professional network. We've been up and running for about 10 years now. And here in the Pioneer Valley for 6 years, right, Tessa? Yes. So it's a really amazing program. It works. We've helped a lot of entrepreneurs along the way, 147 already since 2023. We're doing great things. 2016. Nice. All right, so here's a little bit about our numbers. And these are national numbers. So far since 2023, 1,700 businesses have gone through our program, and out of those businesses, they've been able to generate up to $56 million in revenue. That's amazing, guys. Let's have a round of applause for that. And they've been able to provide 2,200 jobs, which is great, because that's the mission. That's the mission, to provide and revitalize the community, bringing money to the community. What comes here stays here, right? Out of these businesses, 76% are women-owned, 74% are BIPOC-owned, and 34% of these businesses are immigrant-owned businesses that are going through our EforAll program. Most importantly, which this is the big number, 70% of the businesses that go through our program are still active at the 3-year mark, and that's 8% higher than the US average. That's amazing. And how do we do this? Again, EforAll is a nonprofit program. Everything we do is free. We don't charge for any of our services at all. And the way that we're able to do this is our lovely queen over here with all her fundraising and grant writing. But these are some of the sponsors and donors. And we're always grateful and thankful for all of them. The only one on here is not Holyoke Media, which lets us use this amazing space. But thank you. And this is my amazing class. All right, so we're here tonight because these 7 businesses have been working hard the past 12 weeks. The past 12 weeks, they have been going through some intensive classes twice a week for the past 3 months. And you guys are going to hear all about them tonight. You're going to hear about who they are, what their business is. You're going to be hearing about what goals that they've set up for the past 3 months, along with who their customer and what their value proposition is. You guys are going to be hearing about what they're going to be doing for the next 18 months, right? So they wrapped up 3 months, and now you guys are going to be hearing what's the goals, right? Because it doesn't stop now. They have to continue working towards their business. You guys are going to hear about how their business is going to work, right? The feasibility and sustainability of their business, along with who's running this business. How is this business going to work, right? And then you guys are going to hear about their social impact. As a local business owner, what's your give back? Why are you guys doing this, right? And then you guys are going to be hearing about the ask. The entrepreneurs are going to be able to ask for a certain amount of money, and they're going to be asking, what do they need right now in order to get to the next phase of their business, okay? And how it works is that our lovely entrepreneurs are going to come up. They have 10 minutes to present, and then our lovely judges are going to be asking questions for about 10 minutes. And And for anyone that wasn't here tonight, I'm going to ask the entrepreneurs to stay right here. I'm already messing up because I'm moving all over the place. But entrepreneurs, when you come up, you stay right here by the X, you speak at the mic, and then also keep an eye on Maria, because Maria will be keeping track of time, okay? So while you guys are presenting, make sure you look at Maria every few minutes, and she'll let you know how long you guys have left, okay? And then once our judges start asking questions, Maria will cue us on how long the judges have to ask questions, okay? All right. I'm going to have the judges introduce themselves. We can start at the end. Raquel. Oh, sorry. Let me give you a minute. Want me to start with Josiah? Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Jane, Tessa, and everyone else for organizing this with the EforAll. Josiah Gonzalez. I serve as the Chief Philanthropy and Communications Officer for Home City Development. It's great to be here this evening with you all.
Hi there. My name is Margaret Krzyzewski. We're using all the letters of the alphabet on my name. I am thrilled to be here. I'm an immigrant. I've been in this country for over 40 years. I've been educated in this country. I've had businesses. I'm currently a realtor, but I have a 20-year experience in engineering, and I've opened several businesses by myself. And I'm thrilled to see this happen. I really am. I'm so happy to be here and to hopefully add some value to the people who are starting up. God bless you.
Hi, my name is Barbara Jean Deloria, and I'm the Senior Vice President at Florence Bank. And I started my banking career in small lending, and one of my passions is helping companies, mentoring, growing. So I'm really excited to be here and to hear your presentations tonight.
Okay, now I'm ready. Hi, everyone. My name is Raquel Knight, and I'm the director for the Central and Western Mass Women Business Center at Center for Women and Enterprise. And we provide business resources to low to moderate income women. So if they're looking to start, grow, or scale their business, they can come to us and seek help there. And when I'm not doing that, I also run the For One Child Foundation that provide educational resources to kids who attend school in rural and remote Jamaica, since that's where I'm from. And I also run Our Night All About Business services that provide like graphic and web design as well. And it's a pleasure to be here with everyone.
All right, thank you, judges. So, who's ready to hear some presentations? And up first is Edwin. What's going on?
First of all, good evening. Thank you all for coming, even the audience. It's a privilege and honor, and we're grateful for all your support and love. My name is Edwin Rivera. I'm the proud owner of Rivera's Inflatable Games, where our motto is, we bring the fun to you. We got a variety of cool inflatables and games suitable for all ages. For example, we have bubble soccer, archery tag, musical rings, and much more. Sure to bring your events to the next level of fun. A little bit about myself. I'm a family man. I have 3 kids, 3 stepkids, and they're all my world. I do this for them, so that way I can leave a legacy, they can be comfortable, and they can also give back to the community that they live in. These are the events that I've been part of. NCC community events, that's a typo right there. That's supposed to be Jack Rome, TJO Animal Foundation, Ride Like an Animal Bike Ride, the Holyoke YMCA Healthy Kids event, American International College, which we started with the Student Engagement Day, and we were brought back last month for the Welcome Back. So that's my first repeat customer. Sullivan School for their field day. That was for my daughter. and Union Capital community events. And what I don't have here is my first customer in New Hampshire, Warren, New Hampshire, which was a beautiful community event. We were privileged to be part of their first, because they're trying to do a tradition. So we were privileged to be first for their event. So that's what I have there. What we offer is team building, interaction with families, and basically nobody left out. I did this business because I saw that there was a deficiency in interaction between adults and children in parties. And you always see the adults socializing with the kids and never letting go. And then the kids with the bounce house, face painting, and running around in pure chaos. To be honest, what a child really wants is not where you bring them or what you buy them. It's the time you spend with them and how you play with them. So my goal is for everybody to interact and play and have fun. And not, I like my Warren event. It was so beautiful because I had almost, I believe, 70-year-olds playing the ball, and they were having so much fun. They played with their grandchildren. We had 4 generations playing together an actual soccer game and musical rings, and it was so beautiful. My goals for the next 9 months would be, first, to be on the rosters for every public school. So that way, when they're about to have their events, I'm one of the choices that they have. Also, to get to at least 8 to 12 events a month. Third, to buy new equipment, because everything they have to offer is beautiful, beautiful. Everything is part of my goal for everybody can play with. And then my final goal is to have a brick and mortar where people can come to and play, and also be part of that, part of the progress in Holyoke, so they can come visit Holyoke, see our community, see our town, and experience it, just like the Holyoke Mall, just like the Big E brings people to West Springfield. For my forecasting, the red is my pay-to-play events, which I have not done yet because I'm still working on them, looking for the locations and stuff like that. It's just basically they come in, pay a price, and they can play with everything for 4 hours. The orange is my paid events. It's the full event, which is $17.99.99. And that has been generating, a spectacular. So, for what I need for my business to move forward is $960, which is a year of an upgrade for my website. So that way they can book the event and also sign the waiver. And it saves me a lot on paper. Also, $462 for a bigger generator, because the one I had, it's not enough for all the equipment all the blowers and stuff I have. $500 for my LLC, $336 for a wheel cart that's made for inflatables to make my job easier. That way I can bring them to where they have to go. And $169 for a karaoke machine, which I can use because I'm using right now my phone. And we have a game which is basically like musical chairs, but it's musical rings. And they have the balls and they have to jump around. So it makes it easier. They can hear the music and it's more fun. And the total is $2,427. So for what I learned in EforAll was basically everything. I built the foundation, but they helped me dissect it and know all the components and how it works. They also showed me the value of my company and what I have to offer. They also showed me that not everybody is my customer, which I would love, but not everybody is. And I've known that schools, colleges, nonprofits, and stuff like that are my main customers. They showed me how to forecast, how to budget, and they basically gave me a home. And I loved it. And if I can do it again, I would do it again. My goal is really just to have people have a good time and have children and families make that connection, have communities come together, you know, kids from one part of the town to another, kids that are afraid to socialize in that bubble, just getting hit or hitting back. It gives them that courage, and it's so beautiful. Every event I've went to, my cheeks hurt because I'm smiling so much, and I love it. Thank you so much for hearing me. I'm ready for your questions, if you have any.
Man, you're making me cry over here, Edwin. Good job, buddy. Judges, we'll let you take it away from here. Go ahead, Barbara Jean.
So first of all, you did a great job, and I want to be in that right now playing, so I cannot wait to actually see this live, and I bet it'd be the same thing. I'd be just smiling. You had mentioned that you have a package for like $17.99. What does that include?
It includes the giant inflatable soccer field, 20 inflatable knocker balls. It includes a giant foot dart, cornhole, a giant Connect 4, and archery tag.
Great. And is it for so many hours?
4 hours.
4 hours. Great. Good. Thank you.
First off, so I live in Worcester, so I would love to come out and have a fun day out here. But tell me a little bit about how much you know about your competitors. So, like, who are your competitors for in this?
Well, thanks for EforAll. They showed me where I'm at. So before, I thought that my competitors were bounce houses and all inflatables and stuff like that, which is not. I am the only one up here that has that. And I'm not a typical inflatable business. So I'm not going to inflate them and leave. I'm going to stay there for the whole rental. Make sure that everybody's having fun, they're strapped in, and having a ball. We pick up everything afterwards, and all you have to worry about is just to go home.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, where do you currently advertise?
I do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn.
How's that working out?
It's getting there. It's getting there. It's building. Everybody likes it, but due to the weather and stuff like that, they're a little bit iffy, and they're waiting for next summer. So I'm trying to more advertise that I also help to get the locations if you do need the location.
So when there's a weather concern, what do you do with that? Do you give the money back, or?
Yes, or we can reschedule. It's up to the client.
Thank you.
I can. Well, first of all, thank you so much for this presentation. I think you have your niche outlined in terms of you're different from every other inflatable that's out there. My question, I saw your goals, and you want to be on every roster for every school. What are some of the strategies or the action steps that you plan on taking to achieve those goals? Do you have a strategy around how you're going to get on all these rosters and get those prospective clients?
I've already signed an application for the Springfield and the Holyoke one, because I have a teacher in Sullivan School and another person in Springfield. I'm going to start reaching out to the superintendents in all the cities and towns, so they can let me know the process and, you know, where do I have to apply, so I can start applying everywhere.
Thank you.
Have you considered summer camps?
Yes.
Okay, is that in the plan as well?
Yes, I do have a summer camp in Indian Orchard that wants to hire me for 7 weeks for next summer. They wanted to do it this summer, but because they were short on their budget, they couldn't. But they have me scheduled for next summer for 7 weeks. They said every Tuesday for I apologize.
Awesome.
Every Tuesday for 7 weeks.
So I guess when I'm driving at marketing plan, do you have one? Because it's really part of that. So is that something you've considered.
Yes.
Awesome.
So do you only have one package that you can do? So are you really just able to do just one event a day? Or do you have multiple of these so that you can do 3 or 4 events?
At the moment, my business is in infancy, so I would just have one set of everything.
Okay.
So I can just do one event at a time.
So basically you could do $1,800 for that one event. And then how much do you think that actually costs you? So in other words, like, what are your costs to do that event? Have you thought about that at all?
Yes, I went through all that,
Yep.
and I finalized everything with my kids. Because this, although that my children's name aren't legally in the paperwork, this is their company. So I also include them in everything like that.
And what does something like that cost you to buy?
Almost 30 grand.
Okay. So basically your $30,000, you've got to do so many events before then you're really making that profit from it, right?
Yes.
For that what I call that break even
Yes.
point? Good, thank you.
Question. Your team, how many people are part of it?
At this moment, 4.
4? Okay.
Liability, my friend, liability. Do you have some sort of liability concerns or protection that you've built into this business?
Yes, of course, of course.
Awesome. So LLC, you talk to an attorney?
I have everything. It's right now sole proprietor, but before I did signed anything, I hired a lawyer so they can go through everything and let me know that I'm not being scammed, or where can I save money, or what do I need. So,
But there's more concern about like anybody suing you because of any concerns if anybody got injured. There's obviously an activity sort. So
I have insurance.
Insurance is one thing, but protecting your assets as well.
Yes, that's why I was asking for those 500 to make it an LLC.
Awesome.
One of the things that I'm thinking about is how do you get weekly? So from back to the marketing plan. So I bet weekends are probably easier, right, to get business, but how do you get business through the week? So I don't know if you've thought about that at all, or?
That's where I was researching for the pay-to-play, so that way I can do one at least a week, and I can change locations. So that's why I was researching where do they have indoor soccer fields and indoor fields that I can use, because the winter's coming right now.
So yeah, one of the things that I'm thinking of is maybe a good resource, maybe your Chamber of Commerce, because I could see us from a business aspect doing this, and we wouldn't do it on the weekend. We would do it during the week. So for that perspective, I think there's some businesses that want to do some team building that I think would be a real good thought for you to maybe do your marketing on.
Tomorrow I have my second college, which is Springfield Community College. Springfield
Great.
College, I mean.
Yep.
So we have an event for them that they're doing an Olympic event, and we're their main attraction.
Excellent, good.
I think we have time for one more.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I know, everybody hates that question.
I would love to see myself with a brick and mortar, or at least starting with a brick and mortar. I'm not gonna stop renting them out, because I'm not. But I would like to see myself at least starting the steps for brick and mortar.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank
awesome.
you, everyone. Let's hear it for Edwin. That was great. And you went first. You did it. Thank you. Thank you, judges, for wonderful questions. You're going to get a nice couple-minute commercial break, and you can gather your thoughts and, do whatever you need to do. And we'll give ourselves some shameless plugs here. There's a lot of people that we need to thank for making this cohort happen. We rely on the support of at least 250 volunteers a year in a lot of different capacities. These volunteers were mentors. I know I have mentors in the audience. Please raise your hands. You guys are rock stars. Let's hear it for our mentors. These people say yes when we ask them if they'll commit to a weekly meeting for 3 months. You guys are rock stars. Specialists, folks who have actually taught our classes. I know I have some specialists in this room, past specialists, current. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and teaching all the things that we need to know for starting a business. If you helped us do interviews for the Accelerator, thank you. It's really, really important part of our program. If you helped read applications, that is so important, and I thank you. Obviously, our amazing judges. We had 5 awesome judges last night. And our Leadership Advisory Board. I see Mike, you snuck in. Thank you for being here 2 nights in a row. Appreciate you, buddy. We just have so many great volunteers, and we really couldn't do any of this without our volunteers. So it takes a village, and we thank you so much. And if you, yes, round of applause. Thank you, Maria. And if you are watching or you're at home and you're thinking about volunteering, we always need volunteers. So get involved for the winter. Wintertime is the best time to volunteer because, you know, get those winter blues and EforAll pulls you right out of it. That's what I'm saying. Alumni Showdown, the event of the social event of the season. Right, Jane? This is going to be a great evening, Tuesday, October 22nd. It's right near us here on Dwight Street near Fame. And we will be hosting, it's going to be like a nice little pitch contest for our alumni. It's going to be a fun night. It's free, open to the public. We'd love to have you there. You'll be able to see all of the alumni, like so many, 18 people are signed up to table, and we're going to have 7 pitching. So check it out. It's going to be a good night. You get to hang out with us. What more could you ask for? These are all the humans that you could meet, the businesses. Who doesn't love all these small businesses? They're from all over the Pioneer Valley, so please come check it out. Bring a friend. Should be a great night. All right, Rachel, come on down. So Maria will be holding the sign for the timing. You tell her when you're ready. And then this. And then just boom. Boom. Okay. Gonna do great. It's gonna be awesome.
Thank you, judges, for being here tonight. I'm very excited to tell you about this thrilling business I've started this past year. So just as everyone has their own American dream, everyone has their own individual dream garden. At American Dream, we create sustainable, biodiverse gardens on both residential and commercial properties. I'm Rachel Begley, and I'm gonna ask you to describe your dream garden midway through. So if you could think about that, can't wait to hear about it. So this is the company. I'm in business with my awesome sister, Abby. We've been gardening and farming since we were children. We started our company in April of 2024, and we've been creating gardens, making money, and having fun ever since. So this is my reason why. My family, and also this beautiful earth we live on, which is represented with the green in the background and the green I'm wearing today. So I have 2 wonderful children and a very loving partner. I have 3 incredible sisters that believed in this dream before I did. And entrepreneurship is in my DNA. I have many entrepreneurs in my family, and so it just seemed right. Here we are in Ireland on a recent trip we took to get some garden inspiration. I think prior to this, we had a shot of Jameson and a pint of Guinness. But these are some historic events in women entering the workforce. There is a lot to highlight here. I've only been in business for 6 months, but within that short time, I have received a lot of discrimination. The same society that doesn't want small businesses to thrive, they also they create barriers for women to enter into the landscaping industry. So I do want to shine a light on 2 comments I received. The first one, while I was forming the business, there was a naysayer that told me that my business would fail. And all I have to say is those words are worthless. Look at me now. I have an interview with the Republican newspaper for next week, and I also sent an email to American Saw Lennox, that's my neighbor in East Long Meadow, asking if they would sponsor me. So we'll see where that goes. But the other comment that I did want to bring up was someone questioning why there's a woman-only events that happen, and to be honest, I just have 3 words for them: women's suffrage movement. And this is what we're going to do for the community. We're going to give back. So in time, if I was approached by someone who wants to be in horticulture or landscaping, I would be happy to mentor them, whether it's my daughter or anyone else. I'm here to help. This is what I really want to talk about, the gardens. So this is an example of before and after where it was a wasteland. What I installed was a vibrant kitchen herb garden that they can get fresh cut herbs from. This is another garden. This one is in a suburb setting, and I installed a sustainable garden, including a blueberry bush in their front yard. But I actually wanted to share a personal story that emphasizes how important a professional landscaper is. This actually was my sister Liz's property, and this is outside the business. I got pre-approval to talk about this, but this past summer, she actually had a tragic accident happen to her. Growing up, she was 6 years older than me. She was always an indoor type of person, but being inspired by what I was doing, she decided to just beautify her space. And so she went out and she actually cut herself really bad, severing 2 fingers, and she had to have emergency surgery. So it just goes to show how important it is to hire someone qualified and insured, and just how important a professional landscaper really is. So she's doing all right. She, through physical therapy and healing with time, she should be able to move those fingers, but it was profoundly changing my life, and I am absolutely going to do anything possible to prevent that ever to happen again. So I just wanted to share that. This was another garden we worked on. What we did was we eliminated very invasive species, and we also installed a weed barrier and added river rock, along with giving them a comprehensive stewardship plan about how to better care for all the existing plants on this gorgeous Berkshire property, or not Berkshire, yeah, in the Berkshires, I'm sorry, it is. But okay, now I would love to hear about your dream gardens. So if whoever would like to begin. Okay.
Thank you so much thus far for the presentation. And I'm all about utility. So I'd love it if I had a garden with all the different herbs, and I'm sure my wife would like it too, and all the different vegetables in which we could harvest from. So all about utility. And then also, for me, also aesthetically appealing. You know, adding some plants and flowers in there that are also appealing. It looks like, based off what you've shown us in your portfolio, you're an expert at both utility and also creating things that are aesthetically appealing. So thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. You're making me find myself. I'm all about grounding in the morning, so I love getting up early and seeing the sunrise. So something that would highlight that for me, and that Zen feeling. I'm a bit of a minimalist myself, or heading towards that way. So anything that's Zen, and yet I love roses and wildflowers. So a bed of crazy wildflowers somewhere out there would be fantastic for me.
Yes, I can picture that now. Maybe some roses and wildflowers facing the east.
So for me, it's all about no weeds and low maintenance.
Yes.
So for me, I don't think that my flowers will live, so I'm going for a more fruit-like garden. So if I can have a garden where like somewhat like greenhouse kind with some mangoes and apples and stuff like that, then I'll be good. But for flowers, I don't think they're gonna live. Yes.
Fair enough. I don't know about the mangoes in our hardiness zone, but absolutely, apple trees, they're good to go. Yeah, thank you everyone for sharing. Okay, so what I learned at EforAll, our top customer segments, there's really 3 criteria that you have to meet. First, you do have to own property. Second, you have to have an interest in an eco-friendly solution. And then thirdly, you do need capital to invest in these projects. And I am also targeting both residential customers and commercial customers with my advertising. And this is what we're currently offering. So this side here just shows the seasonal needs. In the spring, it's sprouting. In the summer, it's very vibrant flowers. These are hostas. And then lastly, this is the fall. It's time to clean up. Pivot. So during EforAll, I was very encouraged to explore pivot opportunities in business, and nothing really connected until I was presented with opportunities to do cut flowers. And I have done 2 large events, and so I want to say the bottom 2 things here I have already achieved, but this is moving in the future, what my future plans are. These are my goals: 2 down, 1 to go. The only reason my stretch goal is still in progress is because I need a reliable used pickup truck. These are the survey results. Communication is very important to customers. Here's the finances. So it's small, but very mighty. Over the summer, the last 6 months, these are the numbers. We're operating margin of 44%. And this is the future forecast. It all looks good. Okay, this is my ask. So for gardeners, this isn't hard to imagine, but to break ground with hand tools is very inefficient. So I'm humbly asking for this tiller to provide help while I am installing gardens. Now, thank you to everybody. Honestly, I wouldn't be up here without all these people on the page. So I just want to say thank you to EforAll, Amanda, my mentor, Dion, my coach, and my entire family, who has been my village, very supportive. So together, keep dreaming, and we can grow. Thank you.
Great job, Rachel. Thank you. Judges?
So what do? Do you meet with the, like if it's a homeowner, you meet with them, you see what their ideas are, and then what would you present to them?
Yes, that is the process. So they contact me, and then I'll meet them on the property. I'll listen to what their needs, wants are, and then from there, I'll explore. I'll see what they have pre-existing for plants, and a lot of times we can work with those. Adding in new things helps, just fill in the space. But also a care plan, it doesn't have to be the company that manages the property. A lot of times the homeowner just needs the information and knowledge to properly care for these plants, and they can go from there. And I also give them a stewardship plan, unless they're looking for an entire overhaul of a garden beautification project, I call it.
So I needed you this weekend as I was digging up things and thinking, oh, I've got to do something with this. So we definitely have to talk. How do you determine your profitability when you're doing that?
Okay, so profitability, as of now, you saw 44%, and that is adding in the 2 events that I've already done. But for the future forecast, I didn't even add in the events and growing my own plants or a farm stand possibility, because there's a huge markup on that. So it's only up from here. It's going to get better.
A great presentation, by the way. Job well done. I saw that you mentioned pivot in the presentation. So I want to know how you plan to do that throughout each season, because we live in New England and the winter is like crazy. So how are you strategizing to make profit throughout the year in that sense?
Yeah, great question, because the ground's going to be frozen in a few weeks. So the pivot part is going to be how I can profit over the winter months. So doing the event planning, it's 150% markup of flowers. So that is something that I could carry through those winter months when it's not a possibility to be planting then.
Thank you. Great presentation. Could you tell all of us, how do you stack up in comparison to the folks that are already out there in the industry? If you were just talking to a homeowner just for a second, and you were explaining to the homeowner, what's the value proposition that your business brings to the table?
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the value proposition, since it wasn't included in the slides. But what the company provides is an alternative to a lot of landscapers, and they don't consider sustainability or biodiversity for native plants in our region. So I really am interested more in just working with flowers, and there isn't many landscapers in the industry that wants to work with flowers. They cut the lawn or they do hardscapes. And so I honestly haven't found competition that I could compare to, but what I provide is more of a gardener versus a landscaper as a general. And I think that it allows, it's kind of paving the way to a new industry, in my opinion. There is Rooted Farm in Feeding Hills that I've actually used as a supplier for cut flowers, and she does a beautiful job with everything. She has a farm stand, she has the flowers in the back as a farm, but she does not do landscaping, and so it's kind of an unexplored area.
Absolutely. No, thank you for that. And just as a follow-up question for you, have you thought about how you can kind of parlay with folks, just how you had mentioned, that are already providing some type of services on the periphery of your business, where perhaps you have someone who's just interested in going and cutting lawns for 100+ customers across the region, and perhaps they could refer you to do some of these specialized services. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, certainly. So I actually do have some partnerships already for referrals for the parts of landscaping I'm not interested in. And tonight I talked to David, whose son has a landscaping company in Western Mass, and they do things that I do not provide for my services. So I think that, the sky's the limit. There's so many opportunities out there to partner up for referrals.
leaves me with a question here. Have you considered, so are you just trying to do hard-on landscaping business, or are you also trying to get into the entertainment business? When I think of entertainment, I'm thinking of like, the flowers, the weddings, the parties, or are you just hardcore landscaping?
No, I'm doing both currently. So I've done 2 big events. Recently, a bride reached out to me for her wedding, and I was able to provide about 25 arrangements for the tables. I also did her bouquet. I did the flower girls, petals, all of that. So I'm very capable and able to do that. I also did a funeral recently. So I'm doing both, and I hope to continue over the winter months.
Which one do you see more profit from? Do you see yourself maybe falling into one versus the other, or you want to continue with both at this time?
I want to continue with both. There is definitely more profit in the florist, cut flower side of the business, but I love gardening, so that is who I am. I hope that the business can do both services.
And I guess last question,
Yes.
considering, why, the internet business world, are you thinking just geographically this area, or do you want to expand?
I would love to expand statewide. So right now, I am not able to plant in Connecticut. They actually have a licensing for landscapers that install plants. So that is a challenge. I am going to get certified in Connecticut, but it does take time. So I'm a student at UMass Amherst, and once I do complete my bachelor's degree, I'll be able to.
Go UMass.
Yes.
I'm a graduate.
Wonderful.
Are you going to focus on being a woman-owned landscaper? Because I think that's fantastic, and I think from a marketing standpoint, although it has its challenges, I also see it to be an advantage as well. So how are you going to incorporate that?
So I'm actually looking into getting a woman-owned business certification in Massachusetts. So you have to be in business for a year. So once that comes up, I'm going to apply, and we'll go from there. So yes, I will.
Okay. Are you sticking only to eco-friendly gardening? Is that the only?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Just because of my personal beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
it does work best in our area, the Northeast.
Okay. And how is that market?
How is it marketed?
Yeah, how is that market for you in New England or here in Massachusetts?
It's been
like a big,
received very well.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, when I started the business, there was so much buzz around it, I can't keep up. And I still can't. And we're about to hit the winter months, so yeah.
Just last comment. I'm a realtor. I think you would be fantastic in the realtor world, so reach out to realtors, reach out to homeowners who are selling their properties. They need this.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Sorry. I think that wraps it up for questions. Thank you. All right, another round of applause for Rachel, please. All right, so we'll give the judges some time to take down their notes and put some scoring in. We are getting ready to do this again because we never like to stop working. Yes, sorry, Scott. All right, so we're getting ready to do this again. We have another cohort that will be starting in January. Our deadline to apply is going to be in 2 weeks, right? Damn. So October 24th. Yeah, October 24th, the deadline to apply. And it's easy to apply. You guys go to our website, EforAll.org. Look for the community that's closest to you because we have I think we have like 12 sites right now in and out of the state. So if you are near the Pioneer Valley, apply for us. We cover 3 counties, Hampton, Hampshire, and Franklin County. And this program is totally free. And as you can see, these entrepreneurs have learned so much about their business. So apply. There are so many questions in regards to if you are an ideal candidate for this program, right? Because just like everyone's not your customer, not everyone is an entrepreneur that should be going through our program. So I will be hosting 2 info sessions. They will be on the 18th at 12 p.m. virtually, and then at 6 p.m. in the evening virtually. So if you know anyone that is hesitant, they have a business or maybe an idea, have them hop on a call with us, and we can answer all the questions that they might have. You guys can reach out to me at jane@EforAll. Tessa, why are you smiling at me? She is just smiling at me. I'm like, dang, girl. I love you too. But reach out, jane@EforAll.org, and you guys can access all the questions that you might have about the program, okay? And, oh, there's more. So, we have another person that's on our team, and her name is Gata, and she's hosting an event for entrepreneurs, Spanish speaking. So if you have any entrepreneur friends that are Spanish speaking, have them go to this event, because it's going to be a lot of fun. So this event, they're going to have live workshops for pitching. So if you have any entrepreneur friends that don't know how to present their business, because a lot of us are shy, right? Have them go to this event, and they're going to learn how to pitch their business, along with networking with a lot of other Spanish-speaking individuals. It's going to be a great time. And that is going to be on October 23rd. And again, all of our events are free. And this is going to be at ACC Culinary Institute, which is an amazing place. So, last but not least, Louis, come on up. Take it away.
Thank you, judges, for being here today. My name is Louis Johnson, and I'm the owner of Family Tire and Service. My company provides a service where we come to you to do tire repairs and light maintenance repair. So it saves the time on traveling out at a tire shop, spending time there, or making second appointments. So a little about myself. I got 3 kids, all stepkids, married. I'm a huge car guy and hold family values very close. So I try to teach that to my kids, and I try to teach them hard work. And I'm in love with my dog, who is actually named after Ford racing parts. So as you can tell, I got a Mustang there. I love to race my car. I love to go to the track. And that's kind of the stuff that made me want to do tire repairs, because I can do it for the customer, or I can go to these events and do it at these events, which is, you know, awesome, because then I get to attend them, and I'm a vendor in there, I guess. So, so some of the services I'm going to provide, and I'm just starting this up. I was a forklift mechanic for 13 years for Toyota, so I worked on strictly industrial equipment. And then things didn't work out. I got laid off. And I decided, instead of doing another 14 years somewhere else, start my own business. I know how to deal with customers. I know how to be on the road. I was on the road for 14 years. And I love doing it. So that's why I wanted to come up with the mobile. So flat repairs, tire installation, tire balance, TPMS reset, which is that little circle light you got with the little squiggly lines on it, is to reprogram that sensor in your wheels. Snow tire changeover, and there's 2 different ways to do that. You can do it with tires that are already on a rim, or you can do it with tires that you want to take off of your existing rims and put snow tires on those rims. Tire rotation, which is important. Simply doing a tire rotation will almost double the lifespan of your tires, which means you're not buying them as often. Roadside service, I don't want to do highway. I feel like there's already an industry in highway. There's really nothing out there for passenger cars or trailers. You see Davis Trucking out there. They simply do 18-wheelers and rigs. There's nothing out there for the passenger world, which is another reason that I stunt towards this. And I want to do maintenance services, light maintenance, something that's not too heavy that we can do at a location. And I feel like that'll open up more options for me, not just tires. I can offer a little bit more. So some of the goals I set for myself was purchasing a service truck, which I just did like a month ago. So I purchased my first 11,000-pound box truck, which was awesome. Coming up with more ways to attract customers is what I need to do, and I'm still working on that one. I can run an engine scanner. I have a hard time running a laptop, still can't understand that, but I'll end up making a website, and I want to put pricing on a website. I want to put setting up appointments on a website, because I feel like that's a lot easier for some people. You live a busy life, get online and schedule an appointment. And I want to work on inventory. Right now, the way that I'm going to do my inventory is I'm going to source it through local vendors, so it's right there for me. And I get a couple of benefits from that. If I source tires locally, there is a tire life on tires, and a lot of people don't realize that. You can only keep them on the shelf for so long. So that avoids me having to lose money on the back end because I can't sell something because it's out of date. So until I have a flow of my business, I'll know how to address that more. And then establishing an S Corp was my stretch goal, which I just did that 2 weeks ago. I just got my S Corp, so I was super happy about that. And I've managed to get all of this done within a 6-month window. And EforAll has pushed me and took me out of my comfort zone and made me do things I didn't want to do, but it's a plus because I've learned so much from it. I've learned how to identify my customers. Not like they say, not everybody's going to want my services. The people in the rigs, the 18-wheelers aren't going to want my services. So marketing, characterized on demand. So yes, so marketing is doing the tires on site. My customer segment, I want to do individuals, but I also want to get into the fleet side of it, like Amazon, U-Haul, places like that. I feel like that's a good avenue to take. And I'm just looking in it now, car dealerships. It's probably less expensive for me to go to a car dealership and do a fleet of tires on used cars versus paying an employee 40 hours a week, benefits and all that just to do that particular job. So that's another option that I think I can go, but I figure I got to visit more dealers and see with them if that's something that would work. Let's see, breaking even. So to break even, I need to get some staffing. I feel that'll help. I feel like I'm going to get busy enough once I pick this up and start doing a lot more advertising. I feel like from being on the road and working as a mechanic on the road, I'm going to need help down the road. I won't be able to do this all on my own. Essential systems, just like upgrading my stuff down the road, will help me out as well. I know that alignments is a big thing that people want done when they get their tires so that you don't have premature wear that cause your tires to fail a lot faster. So I just started looking to systems where I can use tape measure, and it won't be digital, but I'll attach these things to your wheels and I can actually align your car on site. And it's kind of the same thing Townfair will do. And we talked about the website importance. I definitely need to get the website stuff up and going. I feel like that's going to be a big deal for me. And advertising. I need to do more advertising. So when I did some projections, I came up with an 18-month goal. I wanted the net profit to be $50,000 over 18 months. And then I figured I would have to do 4 cars a day to be able to come up with that. And I'd be able to pay myself around 26 bucks an hour, somewhere in that area. My annual break even would be 94,500, covering all the expenses. And then projected hourly rate, to meet the market hourly rate, I would have to increase to $130 an hour.
And then the expense breakdown, $55,000 for payroll, $13,000 for a shop cost, and then $18,000 for the service van, and $8,000 for insurance is all the numbers that I projected. Like I said, this is a business that I'm just up and starting, so my mobile truck isn't on the road yet. The 3 to 5 year plan would be, like I said, to expand on some of the services. And one of the things I did in the past was I was a state inspector for the state of Massachusetts. So one of the services I could do is kind of like a pre-inspection. You go to the shop, you ever get a 27-point inspection on your car, I could kind of do the same thing and inspect the car before inspection, so the customer's aware of, okay, before I go get this safety sticker put on my car, this guy can come out and look at it. If there's anything there, I can address it then and say, hey, let's fix this, you're gonna pass. And you're not driving around worrying about getting pulled over or getting a sticker, simply just having me come over and look at the vehicle for you. Loyalty program. I would love to have something where I could have multiple customers sign up for something and they benefit from the company, you know, just having like a AAA subscription kind of thing. I feel would be a good thing to have. Digital marketing and campaigns, that's all stuff that I really, really need to jump into. And then coming up with training programs. So when I do want to hire people down the road, that I have programs. Because one of the things I feel that would be important is having on my truck that I have certified qualifications for what I'm doing, and I feel like that builds a reassurance in the customer that when I show up I really do know what I'm doing and I'm not giving them the runaround and all that other stuff. And then exploring new locations. There's nothing around here in Western Mass for the service that I want to provide. There is some down south and deep into Connecticut. There's maybe a company or two that I was reading about, but nothing in this area. And like I said, I did this for family, and then just seeing people who could use my services. I have a friend who has an autistic kid he's 25 years old, doesn't allow her to do too much. I go to her house to work on her car. And I said, there's got to be other people out there that could use this service who's dealing with somebody with a medical condition or something of that sort that's restraining them from being able to go out. You can't sit in a lobby with this kid. It's not a good place for him. So what's better than keeping him in his own home, his own comfort, and then she doesn't have to worry about being embarrassed or having to deal with an outburst. So that was one of the other reasons, but the main reason is family. So my ask is $2,500 for a tire balancer. I purchased my tire machine. I have everything in my truck but this one piece of equipment. And this will allow me to balance the tires on site, which would make it so that there's no vibrations on these tires when they go down the road. And it'll also help me to identify problems for potential upsells or anything of that sort. When I spin these on a machine, it'll tell me if they're bent, it'll tell me if the tire is actually a problem. It's the quality of the work is a lot better when you get to do that. If you don't end up balancing a tire, you'll go down the highway and you'll be all over the place. So, and here's my thank you.
Good job.
So I'm interested, why did you form a C Corp? It's only yourself or there's other employees?
So I want to, so the main reason I did the S Corp was I wanted to pay myself, but I didn't want to write a check to myself through the company. I wanted to be an employee of the company. I feel like that was a smarter move for me to make.
That's only you are the only employee?
Yes, as of right now.
So just a tax benefit? And liability, technically?
Yes.
Are you planning on having more employees?
Yes. In my 3 to 5 years, I want to try to put 2 employees on. That'll allow me to ship a truck out this side. That'll allow me to ship a truck out this side, and you know, I'd be able to cover more of an area in Western Mass here.
So is there any way that you could partnership with like a AAA?
So from my understanding, there is a program that AAA offers. The other thing was I have been heavy on trying to get in with Amazon. I've worked with fleets for 14 years, so I love the business with fleets. But I would have to actually talk to Bridgestone, because Bridgestone is the provider for the tires for Amazon. So if I can subcontract with Bridgestone, I'd be able to go to sites like the Amazon factory and do trucks there, and then they're not down, having an employee wait in the lobby to get their car done. They can put them in another truck and give me a certain amount of trucks they want done, and we just cycle them out like that. But yeah, I think talking with Bridgestone and then talking with AAA would allow me to partner with other people.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fleet, when you said the fleet, that kind of just like went, ooh, that sort of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
From that sense, because then you don't have to be everywhere, right?
Yes.
And you have consecutive revenues that are going to continue to come in.
I know I'm going to have my passenger cars, and I know
Yep.
I'm going to have my door-to-door people, but I need something on the back end, like, parts stores, O'Reilly's, my light maintenance, doing services on site. Even if I negotiated coming in on a Sunday, and taking,
Yep.
Monday off, but let's be honest, doing this, we don't get a day off. But, just allowing some negotiations to allow me to get my foot into the door and just grow, because if I can get one company that's happy, that it will be a reoccurring trickling effect, I think.
And have you looked at that from a profitability standpoint to be able to do that? And does anyone else offer that to other fleet?
Nobody else offers it. Actually, I was addressed by O'Reilly's that they had nobody to do that stuff. So it was awesome to hear them say that. I've had 2 conversations with my parts manager who works for O'Reilly's, and he's already starting to try to get the ball rolling. One thing they were waiting for was my S-Corp, and for me to finish my truck, and then I'd be up and rolling.
Yeah, great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the presentation. I think the value proposition stands with what the story that you provided about this person who couldn't go to a traditional mechanic shop because of X, Y, and Z. And there's other people that they may not have those extenuating circumstances, but due to convenience, you have a market there. So when I listen to your presentation, just some real-time feedback, and I hear the family tire, and one of the things that I would just give to you real-time is talk a little bit more about the services side, because there's only so much you can do for a client in terms of the tire. But all these other services that their car may need, I think that there's some value in that too, to diversify. And I think starting off, you can say, hey, we offer all this, and maybe the business gets really busy and you find out that the tire thing is the most profitable thing. I'm gonna cancel everything else out and make this the niche. But starting off, I would just create some options for yourself and talk about that services part, which is the latter half of your business title.
And that's where it comes into the maintenance part of the services I provide. I'd be able to do belts, brakes, suspension parts. I have a really good background in working in the industry. I've worked for Leah Toyota, I've worked for Gabriel Hyundai, I've worked for Marcotte Ford. So I've had my foot a little bit in the door with everything, so I feel like those smaller services can be performed at a location versus something like a transmission flush or a transmission swap. You can't really do that in somebody's driveway. So I want to keep those maintenances small but profitable at the same time.
An ex-GM engineer here. I feel like you have so much going on here. You're trying to go with the, small kind of very personal business, and then you're trying to do the fleet. There's like 2 different things.
Yes.
I think, just from the auto industry, being a gearhead at one point in my life, I think there should be more focus what you're trying to do.
So, totally understand what you're saying. So, being in the fleet side of stuff on Toyota, I know that there's consistently work there if I can get it, but I also want to offer options to those people that want the services as well. And that's why I'm hoping to hire 2 to 3 people, because eventually I would, have somebody for the fleet services, and then I would have somebody that would just go out and take the calls for the light maintenance or anything of that sort. But I think you're right. I think I gotta pick and choose my customer right now until the business grows, and that's room for growth down the road to pick up the fleets. But I don't really know who's going to need my services more at the moment right now.
Well, that's something I think you need to focus on. Like,
Yes.
you need to set that up. You need to figure out, are you going for the small customer or are you going for the fleet? And I think it's very different marketing, very different services.
Yep.
So I love the idea of car dealerships. That's kind of in the middle.
Yes.
And I have friends who are car dealers, and a lot of them don't have, or they close their garages. They're just doing small car dealerships.
Yep.
And they don't have anybody who can do brakes or whatever it is that they bring from the auction.
Yes. I've had tons of people.
So I feel like, I guess it's a question, what it is you're doing with your business and where you want to go. And I understand you're trying to scale it up and grow, but like, at this point, what's your business right now? Where is it going? Like, what's your mix?
So right now, like I said, my truck isn't up and mobile, so I haven't actually ran the truck to do those services. But I really am hoping to get on the fleet side. I know that that's where I'm going to be able to build relationships faster, only because I've done it for 14 years. I've walked into these fleets and
Then focus on that.
and talked with people.
Yeah, focus on that, market towards that, because your marketing money is important, and you have only so much of it.
Yeah, I service Callaway Golf and Cartamundo and East Long Meadow that make the board games, and I had almost 100 pieces of equipment between those 2 factories.
Then you gotta go for that.
So yeah, I think from that perspective, I think you're absolutely right, is where can you focus and really put your energy so that you can be successful, right? And it sounds like you almost made that decision right here.
Yeah. When we see work orders come across the board, there's never an argument coming from fleet customers. They just want their stuff fixed and they want to go about their day.
Yeah, I just want to agree with both of them. I was telling Barbara that she keeps stealing my questions. Yeah, but I agree, because at first you were talking and I was trying to figure out, okay, so what exactly are you doing now? So if you're focusing on fleet and so forth, go for it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
And you have that strong experience, and so you can rely on that.
Yes, that 13 years, almost 14 years of dealing with fleets, it had changed me so much. My customer skills went up so much, and I just put a post on social media about my S-Corp, and within a matter of 2 to 3 hours, I had over 200 views and 137 comments, and it was like, 'cause I don't use the internet like that, so to put that up for the first time and see that outcome, it kind of built my boost for saying, okay, this can get done, and there's a lot of people that are, needing this service.
But just remember, you're one person.
Yes.
And focus, and I think you'll do a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
No, go.
I guess, it's very exciting for us to see this. You're on the brink of something, obviously. So one thing, a comment here. You obviously already have your S-Corp, or is it C or S-Corp?
S-Corp.
S-Corp. So use other people. Don't try to do everything yourself, because this is a bigger thing than what your expertise is in. So make sure you use those dollars to the best use, and reach out to other people to get you further up, because that's going to be important, I believe, in this set.
Thank you.
I was just going to, in agreement with the other judges on this idea going to the fleet. So it sounds like, just in summary, that your presentation is flipped, because we heard a lot about individual customers and clients starting there, and then you talked about, I'm going to do some fleet. But it sounds like the first step is fleet, and I want to get to a critical point here. Don't throw away this other idea with individual customers. Build, because that's heart. I hear heart in that, and there's passion there. But you need to make the numbers work first, and the fleet is going to make the numbers work. And then when you hire other people and expand, you can say, hey, you're going to run this truck. This is only going to do, passenger cars, XYZ, but you're going to have something to hold you and substantiate the business.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, great job, Louis. Yeah. Thank you, judges. Thank you, thank you. Another round of applause for all of our entrepreneurs. All right, judges, while you guys are taking we still have commercials. This is our last entrepreneur, though. Showcase and celebration. We are going to be celebrating all of our entrepreneurs. Tonight, you guys saw 3, and then last night, we had 4 other entrepreneurs who presented. So on October 29th, we're gonna have a huge celebration. Again, everything that we do is free to the community. Come out, meet the entrepreneurs, see them in action. They're gonna be showcasing their service and their product. And we're just gonna have so many people out there. I mean, it's gonna be a great time, right, Tessa? We're gonna have one of our keynote speakers. It's gonna be Jessica Roski. She is one of our alums from Winter 2020, and I can't wait for her to come out and talk to you guys. It's gonna be the first time EforAll has one of our, well, my site has one of our entrepreneurs be the keynote. So that's gonna be very exciting, and I may cry. So come out, and it's gonna be a great time. If you guys don't already follow us, if you're taking any videos or any pictures, please tag us. As you saw, I didn't have my phone in my hand, so I didn't take any photos. But here's our tag, EforAll Pioneer Valley. Again, we have 13 sites, so make sure you tag us. And again, judges, thank you so much. Round of applause for our judges asking so many great questions. Maria, thank you. She's amazing. She's a rock star. She helps me so much. All right, and thank you everyone for coming out tonight. Again, please follow up. If you know any entrepreneurs who need some help, send them over to us, okay? All right. Entrepreneurs, also photos, please. All right, good night, guys. Yes, and the judges as well.